In my last video, I talked about the weirdness of code names being auto-generated when cars were being exported from automation to BeamNG. There's a conspiracy! And the secret, you won't select the variant but the thing itself, and then you'll go attempt to export multiple cars. But it doesn't work. But by God, I will force it, and we'll see if it works. For this, I want to do a normal version and a sports version of a car. I could do like a generational build sort of thing, but I like the idea of doing something and a sports version of it. Maybe a sports wagon? Ooh, that could be fun. Set in the 1980s? Perfect. So it's just gonna be as generic as possible. As for the baseline engine, I think we're gonna go a 4-cylinder, and then the sports version will have a V6. And because we're before the massive fuel regulations of the modern era, we're gonna keep it to a shorter stroke and a larger bore. No variable valve timing, I don't think. This is still the base model version. You know what? Screw it. This thing is going to have like a direct acting overhead cam. Very, very fitting for this time period. Probably no turbos on the base version. Turbos are still quite expensive and finicky. And now, just some tweaking to be done. And that's about 93 horsepower there. 70 kilowatts. Pretty decent. Let's give it a bit of a listen. Very, very stock standard sort of sound. Now, we could go the hatchback, but I think I prefer just doing a wagon this time around. Love me some good wagon fun times. Oh, that's a pretty cool bit of body morphing. We'll keep that in mind for the sports version. You can also play with a little bit of side. This is 90s, so very rounded was the kind of standard thing. I mean, 80s, but you know what I mean. It's that sort of time period where rounded was just becoming the new way of doing things because they just recently started getting access to having wind tunnels for major manufacturers as opposed to just race cars. We're gonna go in automatic for the base version, and we can't go necessarily very wide tires, only 215s, but that's fine. We're going a sports version, so like a 145 will probably do. You know, nice and cheap, which this is the economy version. 16-inch wheels in the 80s, 90s, that's very expensive. 15s or 14s is probably where it's at. Now, because the sports and this cheap version are going to have the same brakes, it's really going to be more a cosmetic and an engine upgrade. We're going to try to make this to be not terrible brakes. Some hydraulic power steering, no ABS for the base model. This was not required yet. Nice and cheap. I'm imagining this to be a Japanese car, since it already looks a little bit as it is, I believe, based a lot upon a Subaru. Then everything else is going to be very basic around here. And we're going to go a normal preset. Just something simple. Except you know what, that is a bit tall, so we're gonna drop it down. You know what, actually, normal is way too soft in BeamNG. We're gonna go a sports preset, then reduce this front camber because that really hurts tire wear. And we are gonna leave this fairly understeery, except we might stiffen up the rear sway bar and reduce the front one a bit. I feel that that's pretty good. Then a nice beigey kind of yellow faded color, I think works very well for a body. Do we go the discolored bumpers? Maybe. Let's have a look. No, I think we're beyond that time period. So yeah, we'll go back to that. Now, let's pick some styling. Ooh, I'm getting a real Bertone vibe. So I think I'm gonna go Suzubachi. If you know my channel from a long time ago, you know that Bertone has the headlights that wrap around the top there. So this is gonna be like a Bertone vehicle made for my universe Bertone, not the real universe Bertone. So it's gonna be the Sato Bertone. And because the sports version is gonna have a different type of hood, we're gonna do the hood indentation now, and we're gonna try to line this up. Now I've gone with a metallic here just so we can see it a little bit easier. Wait, how do we get this to line up? We've got quite the angle there. I feel that these headlights may fit this shape a little bit better. I was hoping to finally use these lights, but I think that works. But since we're not making the sports version right now, we're going to keep it the standard bonnet line, and then, yeah, we get rid of that ugly metallic paint. Then fit in this lipless front grille. Yeah, I think it works there. Okay. And then we'll take this. This is usually for like a rear end sort of thing, but I like the idea of it being here. And we'll make it... Do we make it like a black plastic? Or do we go like a chrome trim? Oh, you know what? Tacky chrome, 90s. Yeah, I think that kind of works. Chrome was very much out of fashion at the time, but I like this being like the less desirable version of the car. Oh, I'm loving how tacky 90s this is starting to look. Just, it's fitting so perfectly. Now, I want some good hubcaps to go on here. Something fits the period. That looks decent. This also fits very well for the time. 1989 hubcaps. So we do have some rounded ones. We'd also have some sharp ones. This is like a Holden Commodore sort of hubcaps. I think these could work, yeah. All right, yeah, let's go with them. But also they have to be like this painted kind of soft plastic. That's good. And then low sheen? Yeah, something like a low sheen eye metallic. And then the wheels in the background will be painted like a dark plastic. Good, works. Then some door trim to stop bumps and whatnot. Looking nice. Now let's do something more along the back end as well. And this is a trick that I like to do a lot. You'll see it maybe if you're looking for it on a lot of my cars, is we bring this out, place it 3D, and then back on again. And it holds the body line pretty darn well. And there's a gap in the middle, but it does wrap around quite nicely. The trick to it is we now use that section as a number plate area. So yeah, just put it on top level and look at that. You can almost not tell. Apart from the fact that it does look pretty jank, but you get the idea. Now to do back end taillights, something that never works the way you want to do in this game. Maybe we'll grab something like the BMW-esque sort of light and put it down the bottom. Yeah, you know what, that works. And then we could just say that the boot opens up around the light. Oh dear, I seemingly made a smiley face and I don't think I should get rid of it. I think this works a little bit better. Truly a very forgettable car. We're gonna go a 90s cursive sort of font, very much fitting at the time. I'd almost go Comic Sans if it didn't make me want to barf. And move it just behind. Hopefully we can see this when we're over in the, yeah, no, I can barely see it. It's tricky, but it's there. Yeah, that looks actually pretty usable. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's a rear seat version of this, so we're gonna have to pick something else. And I could just go the super cheap seats, and I feel that this dashboard is probably the one that fits the most, and it can also be played off as a sporty dash as well, I think. And then just to sell it that little bit more, we're gonna fit in a fake muffler, I think. Yeah, that muffler works pretty darn well. I feel like we're done. I don't know, something's feeling a little bit lacking? Well, we'll give it a bit of a try. What sort of speeds we got? 182? Alright, brakes are overly powerful, so we'll give it a softer sort of brake. Now, if we have a look here, the distance between the grip and the brake force is fairly equal, except at higher speeds, the rear will lock up, which is actually very indicative of pre-ABS vehicles. So I like this, we're gonna stay with it. Let's see what Test Track reckons this lump of a thing will do. 3 minutes and 3 seconds. That's abysmal. But it is economic. What sort of mileage do we get? Oh, that's not a lot of economy. Alright, let's lean out this mixture more now. And what power are we down to? Oh, 69. Nice. And after some tweaking, losing a bunch of power, we're up to 18.2 miles per gallon. What? I mean, the vehicle's not particularly heavy or anything. Is it the cooling factor is I mean, we are running an economy version. Okay, well, darling, the cooling has done nothing. What is happening? I need to see this in liters per 100. That'll make it clearer. 12.9. That's terrible. I mean, we're running a fuel injection engine. It's like, what? What is happening? Different manifold? Yeah, all right. That's possible. 12.6. What is... What? I mean, this vehicle cannot be that inefficient. I don't understand. All right, much narrower tires now, 125s. And our fuel efficiency is, worse. I wonder if they're like hampering direct acting overhead cam. We do get more power, which doesn't make a lot of sense. In fact, it actually makes negative sense. And our fuel efficiency is better. That doesn't make sense. What you're doing is literally adding weight into the valve train. There's a reason why direct acting overhead cam is a lot more common. All right, let's see what we can do by dropping the leanness all the way to like the leanest it can be. It could also be the RPM. I know that automation has troubles with understanding what RPM really is sometimes. And we're still getting 11 point. Why are we not getting less than 10 by now? What is happening? Okay, the higher the gear ratio, the better our fuel economy. All right. Makes sense, but what we end up with is just like an incredibly long gear ratio. To be honest, I don't understand why this thing is so atrocious, but we're gonna export it. It is the 80s, so give it some sort of like a pass there. Now, a 303, I feel like we're gonna be a lot worse now with the tires and the transmission and everything. Ooh. That's almost 20 seconds added on. Before I make the sports version, I just want to try this out. So we're gonna take it over. Let's experience the slowness. You know what actually doesn't feel that bad. I like the fact that it's got a little bit of an engine sound to it. It's not like a high luxury sort of muffled sound. Wow, okay, you know what? For having next to no power, this thing is... Oh, yes, really chuckable. So this is kind of like a... I want to say the rear-wheel drive version of Honda, where they go in full on making the handling pretty good. It's not an amazing car. The tires are way too narrow, and we don't have a lot of power. ABS wouldn't go astray. Or a manual. But this is doing alright. You know what? I feel that a lot of the power loss is from that the fuel efficiency losses from that 80s transmission. We're gonna have to try that out. And also, I like the fact that we can see the text that we put behind there very clearly. Maybe I'll make it black as opposed to white. It's just I couldn't see black at all over in automation. Now, let's bring it down to the slingshot and see if we can do some high-speed cornering. It's said that this thing was meant to massively understeer, but we're gonna try it out. Going about 170? Not bad for a car of this type. And, you know, this handles pretty well. Like, I can make it oversteer if I want to. And we're gonna now try the off-camber corner. This will catch out really good cars if not done right. And it has caught this car a little bit. Ooh, but I managed to recover it by not braking. Clearly, that's the full strat. You guys want to know how to make it around corners like I do? Don't brake. That's a smart move. Anyway, what sort of braking distance do we get down into Hammerhead? Oh, a little bit of a lockup. We don't get as much of a real lockup as what I was expecting. And we're still able to get like a one tire fire with next to no power. That's crazy. Anywho, bringing around Popsicle, and we're coming up to Adam's Apex. And we're going to see what we can do. 70 kilometers an hour is a good sports car. Okay, we bottomed out at about 60-ish. Probably could have done 65. So that means that this car, despite all of its failings, actually not completely garbage. That is very surprising. I was expecting this to be a lot worse than what it is. Now power up here. Going now into Lamb's Hope. Gonna break. Oh, a bit of a lock up there. He's getting it all squirrely. He has to drop a gear and then powers on to the start-finish line. This thing makes me sad with how slow it is. But there, done. Nice and clean. Wait. Oh, the front headlights are brake lights and reverse lights. We'll have to go fix that. Yeah, why is that set to reverse light? What the hell? Stop being weird, game. That's a headlight. Why is that a headlight? What the I want to quickly have a look. So 10.8 on the liters per 100 goes to 10.5. That's disappointing. I really feel as if the automatic and manual should have a larger disparity on fuel efficiency, especially for older ones like this. All right, let's go ahead and clone car trim only. And this is going to be Sport. Brand spanker's new engine. Gonna go something like a 2.5 liter, I feel. Maybe have a higher RPM. And then we have a choice between compact, really long noodle arms, flat noodle arms, variable gloriousness, which I feel you'd only find on like a Ferrari in this sort of configuration. Then noodle arm, and semi-chub. I think we'll start with low. This just looks weird though. We're gonna aim for somewhere around 120 kilowatts, I think. It's seemingly really difficult to get the amount of power that we want out of this thing. Now we got 5.1% wheel spin. That's fine, but let's up our tires to like 155s. I feel that this isn't enough power. I feel like I want to go a lot of power. You know what? Screw this. We're going to go turbo. This is going to be like the cheapest twin turbo setup ever. Oh, weird things are happening. I think I broke it. This doesn't... Oh, okay, there we go. All right. Yeah, we just wanted low-sized turbo. All right. And before, this is more fuel efficient than the previous version of the car. This thing is creating like way too much power now. All right, let's down this to like a smaller engine. Oh, something like a 2.4 liter. Even now it's creating too much power. 156 kilowatts, that's actually a pretty decent number. Turbo comes in at a decent dime for this time period as well. It starts like really low. And our fuel efficiency, you know what, it's actually not a whole lot worse. It's only 1 extra liter per 100 kilometers. So in a week, it uses like 3 extra liters. Back in the 80s, that's like 50 cents. Oh, you know what? That light blue looks rather nice. Maybe I should have made the other one this color. But yellow is the color of Suzumabachi, so we could go like a vibrant yellow. This is a great way of doing the brakes as well. I don't have to change a single part, just fiddle with some of the tuning. Perfect. Our 0 to 100 is decent, 8.2 seconds. That's getting into sporty car territory for the late 80s. And this is also a family car, so hell yeah, bruh. Let's grab some more of this cursive font and call it sport. Very, very of the time. Oh yeah, this is straight up zeitgeist. We also have to put the obligatory turbo badges on. We also have to add turbo to the rear. Like it's just mandatory. This is like non-negotiable. We also have to put EFI because everything that has EFI has to be denoted that it has EFI. We're now gonna do that hood morphing thing that we talked about. There we go. So this is the sport variant of the hood. Oh dear. That's not liked it very much. You know what? I was actually planning to have this line up to fill that in, but I do like the look of like only a semi... Yeah, and then have that, oh, that looks nice. That's looking so nice. And then this up here will be plastic. Or do we just get rid of it altogether? Oh, we could. Have like the sport hood have no kind of thing on there? Good. Oh, we might even go with something like this. Oh, it's got a brim on the inside. That sucks. Oh dear. Patchwork to the rescue. And nice. That works. This also looks like it probably should be all-wheel drive, but I feel that that's like the Subaru-esque body line coming in. Everything else still very, very standardized. Gotta keep that parts manufacturing way, way down. If I could just make this wing vestigial, that would be perfect. We might also go with viscous LSD just because. Now, it was 3 minutes 22 seconds, I think. So what do we got now with this? A 2 minute 41, so we've knocked off 40 seconds. Well, I feel as if we've soiled this with enough badging that we can go send it over. Well, goodbye mildly sporty vehicle, and hello, full turbo goodness. I think the thing got a bit of turbo boost leech there. Went up to 1.1 and it shouldn't do that. Immediately this thing just rips. Now, drifting wasn't very popular at this point in time, so I'm not really giving it a fair test. But just at this sort of stuff, it is so much fun. All right, let's bring it down here. I can't remember what this corner is called. But this one's, I think... Oh, this is Band Hammerhead. Okay. Brakes feel a little bit strong and unbalanced. Oh, the amount of power put down. That's so much fun. All right, let's bring it up here to the Cotswolds. Brake, turn, and we're gonna try to take it seriously. Oh, no, this thing just wants to go. It wants to power slide so much. Oh, I love it. I've never really owned a car that wants to power slide quite as easily as what this thing does. Sure, my Ute a little bit, and some of my Volvos, but the Volvos were much better at inertia drifting than power overslide. Oh, this thing, might not be considered safe for roads. Oh, I'm getting frame droppages. Oh dear, oh no. Oh, we are so much faster going into the off-camber corner. It feels like our tires are oh wait, are we still on hard long lives? Oh, we might not be on the best of tires right now. All we've done is gone wider, but not actually better. So, I don't know. It's doing okay. It feels decent enough. Oh, hello. Good work. It just feels good. Alright, we're going around Popsicle. This thing feels so much faster. Even if we're probably like losing a lot of time to like sidewaysness, brakes locking up. You know what? I think the brakes are locking up a little bit more because of the whole... we're carrying more speed into corners. And yeah, I changed the back logo, the baton thing. to black, and you can't really see it through the rear glass now, which is unfortunate. Oh, sideways all the way up Cossacks, I think it's called, and then Lamb's Hope, and oh, okay, frame drop there right at like the power on point. I don't know what's happening. I don't have automation opening. It should do pretty darn well. Anywho, coming down and brakes. Wait, it didn't lock up that time. Okay, maybe it just doesn't like going sideways. Now that faded yellow looks a lot worse. Previously it didn't look great, but now it looks a lot worse. Maybe I should have made it white or like gray or something. But yeah, I'm liking this. We're gonna make a few little changes, however. Oh, we're on a medium compound. Well, yeah, let's change that to a sports compound. And I think a little bit of a reduced front aero to create more understeer, maybe. I think that'll do a lot better now. Now what sort of track time? I think we got down to like a 241, I think. And just those little tweaks, 3 seconds. Is that all? Well, whatever. Reload it now. All you have to do, though, is switch back to BeamNG, and it'll start automatically updating. And let's see if this thing is a little less prone to oversteer. The high-speed oversteer is like good for sportiness and fun and whatnot. Only if you're on a racetrack. If you're on like a real road and there's rain on the road and all that sort of stuff, maybe a slight over-cambered corner, anybody that's not like really good at driving is gonna crash, and then your company is gonna get the name of putting out killer cars that kill their drivers and whatnot. Oh dear. What is this frame drop which we're getting? Automation is closed. I don't know why it's doing that. It's not as if I'm doing anything unusual. I'm so confused. You know what? Let's bring up the Control F menu and see if we can see any sort of like major droppages when going through certain things. To be honest, I don't entirely know what it is I'm looking at. There's a lot of variants. By the way, don't buy a Radeon. I bought a Radeon and it's been nothing but issues. This is, okay, well we just had a big chunk just then. And I don't know what that is. I reckon we got down to 13 FPS. It felt like less than that. If anybody knows how to fix this, by looking at this graph, let me know. I want to see it go through like a worse state, because sometimes this becomes really bad. Anyway. Oh, okay, no, we still oversteer at high speeds. I think I like it enough. We're in BeamNG. Oh, 2 little chugs there. Oh, another one. Going into now. I think this is Bavarian Bend. I always forget the name of it. Whether it's Bavarian Bend or something else beginning with... No, I think I used to call it Bohemian Bend, but it is Bavarian Bend. Now coming down into Kilrob Chicane, braking on the 100-meter board. Brakes didn't lock up at all, even though the graph said it should have locked up at least a little bit. Oh, the wrong gear, a little bit of a frame chuggage there. Doing okay. Popsicle getting a little bit sideways, a little bit of a chuggage. Then heading into Adam's Apex, slow down, get it turned in, and power out of there. Okay, that actually did really rather well. If only I was paying attention to my speedo going through Adam's Apex. You know what? Time to rewind. Alright, let's try that again, except this time we're going to try to pay attention. Frame chuggage there again. It's as if there's like a section that's loading or something, and it's loading only in sections. Weird. Anyway, Adam's Apex. Brake. Get it turned. Okay, we got down to about 65, but I reckon with practice I could have gotten that up to 70. So this is actually doing okay for a sports car. It's no like Corvette or maybe even a Mazda MX-5, but it is a lot bigger and heavier than those things. I mean, it is still only 1,200 kilos, so it's not the best. But they cheaped out on safety, so that's why that is. It's a family car from Japan. Not the biggest attention thing to attention. My brain isn't working. I just collided with my own car. Not fully paying attention. Yeah, this is fun. And let's go now and unpack it. So we have our mod here. We're going to open it up. Why am I getting such low frame rate? This is weird. I don't think we should drag it into here. I think we should drag it into here. honestly have never done this before. We're gonna find out together. I don't think we need to take aero and we don't need to take lure, but everything else, yes. In fact, actually, we'll just drag it all, and then when we bring it over... Well, my computer just crashed due to, like, bad drivers. Once again, stay away from Radeon. The only thing that I did was click on the don't replace thing. Everything else should be fine. Let's have a quick look and see if that was enough on its own. Oh my god, it was. So, hold on, let's double check this. We got the main version, which, hold on, isn't actually gonna have audio. Oh no, wait, no, it does have audio. Wait, no, the other one won't have audio. So let's bring in the other one, except the fact that I do have the other zip file. Then open this one up. Wait, is that... No, that... Wait, I think I've done this... Hold on, Control E. All right, this is not great. Let's try opening up this one again. Sports version. Okay, sports version doesn't work. No turbos, no nothing. Interesting. Let's go on to part selector. We do have both engines, okay. We have two different chassis meshes that don't change anything. But we do have the other audio now. Let's close this off, and this time we're also gonna drag in the sound stuff. So go into the art folder, sound, blends, we're gonna drag that in, and then under engine, we're gonna drag this in, and then we're gonna have a look through some of the files here. We have both engines, and we have both DAE files. So, oh, hold on. Let's have a quick check. No, it's got the right name, and this is the sports version. It does have a different name, so I don't know why it's not calling the new name. That's strange. Would it be the info file? There's two different info files, so it should be fine. So we got this in here, but I don't see this being the issue. Let's compare this to a game default thing and open up their info.json, close off paints. So yeah, we just have the one thing. So it's the same as here. It's just got the one set of car information. So info is not the problem, and I don't think it's going to be like the individual info files. Let's have a look at other things. So main exhaust mesh 222. The main exhaust mesh is 164. So there shouldn't be any sort of conflict there. Well, let's try spawning in the car again. No, that's the wrong one. Okay, so I think I have an idea of what's gone wrong. And what I think it is there's meant to be one main J-beam and not two. So we got like the Baton Sport, but for some reason it's pulling from this one first. So that's why this should be individualized for each individual sort of thing. I get the feeling that this is drawing all from the wrong file. How do we rectify this? I have an idea. Let's start by selecting this, copying and pasting, putting in a copy. This one is going to stay the same name. This is going to be called base. Let's see if we now put in... Oh, okay, so slot type main. That's what we're going to change now. We're going to get rid of a lot of stuff here. Practically everything. Slots we'll leave for now, and then everything else can go away. And we're going to clear out these and have just that. Now let's go and open up these different variants. This should fix the issue. We're going to put underscores here just because I feel safer having underscores there. And then we're going to rename this to have base at the end. And slot type, we're going to call this like, I think, vehicle version. Then we're going to clear these out for now. And this is going to be vehicle variant. This will do it for now. This is like the really shitty way of doing this. And then the default version is going to be called this. That's going to be put in there. And vehicle version is going to go into where the main is. All right. This is probably not going to work properly. Try... first, remove the vehicle, and we're going to double click on this to start with. Okay. Vehicle is in, no hassle there. Now let's try, oh, this isn't actually fixing the issue, is it? So let's spawn you. It's not gonna work, is it? Yep, good, okay. Control W now, here we go. All right, Baton Sport. That did everything. Yes, except for the audio. Everything else seems to have worked perfectly. Or is it just the body? I think it's right. Those tires don't seem a lot wider, if I'm gonna be honest. Let's bring you a little bit closer. Let's see what we can do here. They look identical. Oh, I don't know. So let's have a quick look under what we've got here. Rear suspension. Wait, hold on. All it's done is change the mesh. The mesh looks different, but there's no like turbo boosting stuff. Ah, really? Yeah, it's got the wrong engine. Sport? Yeah. Wait, I think that's correct. I think the tires look the same though. Yeah, everything has to be selected Sport. Oh, okay. That's how it is, huh? I think I know how to fix this. Don't need those. Let's open up the info files specifically for the vehicles that we've chosen. No, that is wrong. Is it the PC? I think it might be the PC file. No, I don't think that's right either. I know that there's one that has like a list of parts. Oh, it is here. Okay, so it is under the PC file. What we need to do is just have one of these lines, copy that, bring that over to here and put it there. Except we're going to go into here. I believe this is the turbo version. Yes, it is. I think we take this name and then we're going to put that right there. Now let's remove all of the vehicles. And this time, I'm going to try again. That didn't fix it. Frick. It should select by default. Oh wait, no, it'd be slot type. Hold on, I'm an idiot. Vehicle version, Control C, back into here, put that there. Okay, now vehicle version will default spawn that. I don't understand how that even loaded, to be honest. Let's try you again, please. No. All right, fine. Let's just go through and select everything Sport. Maybe I have to... No, that doesn't make sense. I don't understand why. Oh, do we have to go through everything? Nitrous intake. I think we're good there. Engine structure, engine... Oh, great. Okay, fantastic. Let's go into engine structure and rename... Oh, okay, good. Okay, so we got engine structure. Call this V6 TT for twin turbo. Now, if we refresh and have a quick bit of a look, we now have the V6 TT structure. Not that it really changes very much. Oh, you know what? It'll change the skin, though it hasn't changed the skin. God damn it. We're going to put in the 5-speed manual that we need. The rear-wheel drive transfer case. Shouldn't have one of those. I think we've changed everything we can. Except we don't have the right tires. That's annoying. Let's try spawning in the other one. Wait, no, actually, I think they are the wider ones. Yeah, all right. You can clearly see when you bring up the collision meshes. So I've been futzing about for no reason. If we went with some different tires, we'd be able to... Oh, there is actually a difference between the... Oh, okay, good. All right, so we got sports everything. Now, you may think, I don't want to redo that every single time. I just want to select it from the menu. Well, we'll get rid of this. Then we'll go to Control W again. Save and load. This is going to be called Sport. Save that. Okay, sure, that's a thing. Open the folder, then we're gonna grab this. Then in here, we're gonna grab the PC file, and we're gonna transfer basically everything from here over to there. Now let's hope that that has fixed our issue. Control R, you know what, actually, we should probably just remove it, shouldn't we? And let's spawn it back in. Please work this time. God damn it. I don't know why this didn't work. I know if we go into include PC configurations, we'll then be able to find our version that we need. It's yeah, right there. Does that one work? Like, do you hate me? Yeah, this one works. What the hell? In the debug, I'm seeing a little bit of an issue here. It is in the engines. It's the rear differentials. Oh, there's the final drive and differential stuff is all named the same. So that's the stuff that they still have to fiddle out themselves. I don't think that's causing the issue though. Oh, slot vehicle version reset to default part. Okay. Where is vehicle version? There we go. So apparently it can't find this, and I don't know why.
2 hours later.
All right, I've got it working, but to be honest, I don't know entirely what I did wrong. I found a few little errors, and the big one was that like long list of parts I put into the wrong one. This is, I put it into the base model and not the sports version. So the sports version now has this, and the base version now has this. So now it launches properly, and I think that's all I needed to do is just put in those 2 bits of lines of codes in the right ones, because it was in the wrong one. I'm an idiot. And that's to mention also that you do still have everything else selectable. So, like, I can change the engine out if I wanted to the inline 4 with the sports version. Done! Dunskies. Yep, I did a goof. Hopefully, the automation devs get around to making this exporter work properly so then we can actually use the dual export. That would be fantastic. Ah, okay. This car tends to oversteer too much with at least power oversteer. Also, figured out why this thing was so easily making power. Yeah. Do you see it? When I switched over to turbo, it must have, for some reason, switched me over to a race-type manifold. That's not what I had selected. Either way, everything is now hunky-dory and working properly. I even did a cache clean, and yes, it still works. Whew, boy. Oh, a little bit of overstep, little bit of overstep. Nice. Cool, bringing it down. This does feel like the same vehicle, except that maybe the brake bias is out. It's a bit hard to tell. Feels good though. You know, I never did put a number plate on here, but oh well, what can you do? Oh, power slide all the way through there. God, this thing is fine. I suppose I should probably do some lap time, shouldn't I? What was it, 1 minute 40 or 1 minute 38, I think. I actually want to do a before and after, so we're going to do a quick lap around, and then we'll switch over to the other one. This vehicle is very quiet. You can barely hear it compared to the other one. Oh! Got a little bit of a crest. Like, it's similar to lift off oversteer, theoretically. Anyway, bring it down. This feels not stable, but at least a little bit more stable than the other one, as in it doesn't have massive amounts of oversteer. It says in automation that this thing should understeer a lot. Maybe it has to do with it doesn't quite read weights the same way that automation the BeamNG does, and BeamNG has the weight a little bit more to the rear. I might have to do a little bit of a test with that at some point. Oh, no, that hasn't affected my steering. Good, there's only a little clap on the curb there. Fairly nice going uphill, not slow. I mean, we're going 100 kilometers an hour already. I have certainly had slower cars. I swear that this doesn't feel like a 3.5 minute car around the automation test track. I might have to try it out just to see how bad it is. But then again, I suppose the top speed being the big one on the back straight is going to be a big limiting factor on the time there. This track doesn't really have a whole lot of high-speed sections. There's only really 2, but they're not really that high speed. Here's like the highest speed section, then coming down here into a dipping down hairpin corner, which is kind of like pretty bad, because you're also going over a crest. Oh dear. That's fine. We'll keep going. Oh wait, we don't have a clutch. I went to clutch just then to get a little bit of wheel spin to get the RPM higher, but Slushbox automatic, bros. Alright. Final hairpin. Oh, hello, brakes. Do whatever you like, I suppose. Coming down to the last section here. Not a whole lot of trail braking because this thing has way too much rear brake bias, and across the line in 2 minutes 11. You know, not slow. Though it is the last on the list, so okay, well I can't be too happy. That's very disappointing. I'm gonna guesstimate that this should do somewhere around 2 minutes 30. If it's about 10 seconds shorter than going around the automation test track, then this one theoretically should be about 10 seconds of this. But then again, that does have a massive straight in there, which is where this car would most benefit from. So maybe a little less than 10 seconds quicker. I mean, you'd want it to be a lot faster with a big V6 twin turbo up front. I don't know. It's a little disappointing. I think I've damaged the steering. This thing is pulling to the left. Frick. Wow, it really just wants to hit there, doesn't it? Damn it. Alright, well, take that one carefully next time. There we go. Much better this time round. And now we're gonna push it up the hill. This is where it should gain the most amount of speed, because not only does it have more power, but this thing being a turbo will have a lot more torque as well. And yeah, we're well over 100 already. Just the wrong gear there. Okay, that's okay. Don't mind me. But now coming back down, back across the last hairpin of the uphill section. And now we got basically the straightaway of the map, I suppose you would call this. Only a slight bend, and no, it's too much for this car. Alright, fine. And slow down for the downhill section. Brakes are not great. I should really move the bias of the brakes rearwards. Because at the moment, oh sorry, forwards. Because at the moment this thing wants to oversteer most of the time when applying too much brake and a little bit unsteady. Moving it forwards will make it a little bit more stable. A little understeery, but a little more stable. Nope! Oh, god damn it. That's fine. We're gonna try to limp it across the line even with a little bit of jacked up suspension. Final corner. And across the line. Alright, a 157. Not fast, but it is the fastest of the Suzumabachi so far. Alright, yeah, okay, I'll live with that. And it sits in right about there. I don't know what this is. I'm thinking we'll just delete the row. So, in okay company? I mean, it's a little bit slower than this absolute riced out piece of crud. So now I suppose it's time to go ahead and thank my channel members. And that specifically includes Element for being the top tier member. Everyone else, thank you for joining me as well. But for now, goodbye. Huh.